I went from being an accountant and working in big tech companies to being a full-time women's portrait and boudoir photographer. It took me 15 years to go all in on my dream, and I had no idea that taking that big chance on myself could help so many other women to take big leaps of faith in themselves as well. I did the corporate hustle for 20 years, living in all of the boxes that I thought I was meant to be living my life in, but it never felt like me, and I knew that there had to be more that I was here to do. I did all of the right things, I worked really hard, I did lots of value, countless hours of overtime. I need to realise that it was never going to be enough, and that I had never looked up in that corporate chain and seen someone that looked like me. I'd never even seen someone that looked like my mum, my aunts, my grandmothers growing up on the front of any magazine cover until I saw this Time magazine cover, and I was nearly 40. It literally stopped me in my scroll, and it felt so powerful. I'd been brought up with a traditional Punjabi background full of big events, family, community, love, vibrance and beautiful outfits, and I had never felt so disconnected from any version of myself that I recognised as I did during that time. I knew I couldn't be the only woman feeling that way, because we're fed this narrow, unrealistic view of what real beauty is meant to look like, and we're always trying to be all of the things for all of the people, and so many of us just don't fit into any of these anymore. We need to make our own new boxes. My photography started as a busy side hustle, starting out in weddings after shooting my best friend's hairdresser's wedding, and then a few years of doing sunset family photo shoots on evenings and weekends. I'd also do these workshops with well-known fashion photographers and educators, and lots of test shoots with models as well. And I always thought about how beautiful it would be to bring that amazing experience together for normal women with regular jobs and lives. Every time I did these sessions, the feedback was off the charts. Women would literally cry seeing themselves on the back of my camera. The words and the testimonials and emails that I would get afterwards, they were always so profound and deep and meaningful, and it felt like really important work. When my husband Sonny moved his headshot photography business from our tiny little converted garage studio at the back of our garden to this incredible space on a farm that we found together, I knew that if I was going to go all in and walk away from a life that wasn't working for me anymore, I had to do it now. So at the start of 2023, I made a huge choice to go all in on my business. And on the day that I was going to resign, I found out I was being laid off. And that was all of the signs and validation from the universe that I needed, and I haven't looked back since. I went all in on the women's portraits and boudoir shoots. I stopped worrying about what anyone else thought would work and followed the voices inside me instead that had been telling me what to do for such a long time. I invested in training for women's circle facilitation as well, so that I could start bringing all of these amazing women I'm meeting together in deep connection and community. And I also invested in a gorgeous wardrobe of flying gowns and dresses that elevate the whole experience. So you can just turn up as you are with a handbag if you want to. It's been a scary ride at times, but I can't stop now, because the impact that we get to have on building women's confidence is incredible. And I want to watch and keep cheerleading you beautiful women on as you go out into the world and do great things with your newfound confidence and self-love. It's my favourite thing to see, and no matter what crazy things might be happening out there in the bigger world, we get to see the beauty of every single woman that comes in, inside and outside, no matter who she is or where she comes from. For me, this journey has been about finding my own voice again, reconnecting to the things that make me feel most alive, and trusting myself to follow my passions. And now I'm here to help other women do the same, to embrace their confidence, find their unique beauty, and to feel truly seen and heard. Comment pose below, and I will share my top 5 tips for finding your most flattering poses in front of the camera.